Organizations can be likened to interconnected pipes, with each line providing some amount of support to another. And the pattern of life will show you that such a process is often how you can best maximize productivity. It's Administrative Professionals Day, so we're sparing time to dissect how this link in the organizational chain helps keep entities operating efficiently. And as they allow the course of things to run smoothly, our show will also feature other professionals helping to keep the country in the right lane. This is your Jamaica Magazine, and I'm Theodore Henry. Welcome.
All children deserve positive parenting. Why not pamper us? Be patient with us. Make time to teach us and, of course, play with us. Celebrate milestones with us and don't forget to be our #1 supporter. Do all these things and practice positive parenting today.
Good day, I'm Stephen McHugh, and this is your JIS News for Wednesday, April 27. Pensioners can expect an improvement in their benefits under the National Insurance Scheme, NIS, next year. Labour and Social Security Minister Karl Samuda made the disclosure during his contribution to the sectoral debate in Parliament Tuesday. Last year's amendment to the National Insurance Act addressed increases in the insurable ceiling as well as contribution rates. Minister Samuda says recommendations from an actuarial review started in 2019 were delayed by the pandemic but are now back on track.
I have taken keen note that the pensioners have been asking when will the NIS be provided an increase in their pensions. Madam Speaker, as the minister who has to ensure that the National Insurance Fund remains viable, I'm mindful that all increases are made on a basis of sound information from experts in the field.
In the meantime, he says the NIS is continuing efforts to transition the outstanding 33% of local pensioners to electronic payments, with 2/3 of them already getting their pensions directly disbursed into their bank accounts. Beneficiaries of the Program of Advancement Through Health and Education, PATH, will see an increase in payments come June of this year. Portfolio Minister Karl Samuda says Cabinet recently approved the increase. For the 2022-23 fiscal year, benefits have increased by 18.26% to $1.4 billion. Minister Samuda says the number of PATH beneficiaries receiving electronic payments will also be increased.
For the 22-23 financial year, we will be undertaking to continue to increase the number of PATH beneficiaries receiving their benefit payments electronically in 2022-23 to 70%.
Also coming out of the Labour and Social Security Minister's sectoral presentation, employers are being called on to hire persons with disabilities. Government is the largest employer of the disabled, but Minister Samuda insists that if Jamaica is to truly be an inclusive society, discrimination towards the disabled community must end. This includes private sector hiring practices.
As a society, we must do more to ensure that our brothers and sisters living with disabilities have greater access and are not underemployed or discriminated against in the workplace.
The minister's plea is in line with the February 14 implementation of the Disabilities Act, which entrenches the rights of the disabled community into law. In other news, the Minister of Local Government and Rural Development, Desmond McKenzie, says more homeless persons will soon access employment opportunities. That's due to an assistance program being finalized with the Kingston and St. Andrew Municipal Corporation, KSAMC. Minister McKenzie says job opportunities for the homeless will encourage self-sufficiency and economic independence.
Already some are being utilized around the Ward Theatre and other places to maintain their space. So there are some who have been put to use, right? And we will be looking at some more to see how best we can pull them and make them become responsible and earn a living while they continue to try to find somewhere permanent off the streets today.
The minister was speaking at a Wellness Day of Care for homeless persons held at the St. William Grant Park in downtown Kingston. The event was hosted by the KSAMC in partnership with several stakeholders, including the Kingston Parish Church and the National Council for Senior Citizens. Medical, dental, and blood pressure checks were provided, as well as HIV and COVID-19 testing. A similar event is to be held in Montego Bay in June. State Minister of Health and Wellness Juliet Cuthbert-Flynn is urging Jamaicans, particularly young people, to get vaccinated. Her call comes as the island recently confirmed the presence of the highly transmissible Omicron BA.2 COVID-19 variant. Though infection rates and deaths associated with the virus remain low, Minister Cuthbert-Flynn says that can easily be reversed.
Now that the country is opened up, we see another variant approaching. We know that there are other variants here in Jamaica. We want to make sure that the young people who are out and about, going to parties, mingling, because they're the ones that's possibly going to be healthier and then go home and infect maybe the older population. So we want to make sure that the younger people are still coming in and taking up the vaccine.
The minister was speaking following a tour of a vaccination center at the Stony Hill Heart Academy in St. Andrew on Friday. She welcomed the donation of 620,000 Pfizer doses from the government of France, stressing that the island has enough vaccines available to inoculate the population. And finally, citizens served by the Lionel Town Hospital in Clarendon can now feel a sense of security when accessing healthcare services at the institution. That's thanks to the construction of a $40 million perimeter wall fence. The structure, built by the National Health Fund, NHF, was officially unveiled last week. Health and Wellness Minister Dr. Christopher Tufton says citizens should have a minimum standard of expectation for all critical infrastructure.
The wall here today, I think, has enhanced and set the rightful expectation of a compound that is safe, where those on the inside can feel protected and those on the outside looking in can feel confident.
The perimeter fence is one of many projects planned for the parish.
The NHF is also supporting another project in Clarendon. This time $56 million was recently approved for phase 2 of the renovation being done at the Chapelton Community Hospital, another essential facility.
And that's it for JIS News Today. I'm Stephen McHugh. Thanks for watching.
What a way you're full of our roots and culture. That was in Jamaica 60. Jamaica 60? What a piece of news, Miss Matty. I feel like my heart going bust up. Just in, the island of Jamaica is on the verge of celebrating its 60th year of independence. I won't we have to celebrate it. They say the people them come here, you know. But you see, when our people decide, say the other people them free paper, burn up. Them say if it's war, start it, whatever. We are collect medal, panta fight, The celebrations are slated to begin on January 1st, 2022. Organized by the Ministry of Culture, Gender, Entertainment and Sport. We have more in this report. I am on site and planning activities are ablaze. Persons are advised to download the Reggae Jamaica app to know what it activities for the Jamaica 60 celebration. If you don't know the app to get the updates then.
Globally, education systems are feeling the push to direct more attention to STEM areas. That's science, technology, engineering, and mathematics. Here's how one Jamaican is responding to that push by teaching the discipline with a bit of a twist. So rather than STEM, it's now STEAM, with a bit of the arts included. See exactly what we mean.
Science, technology, engineering, and mathematics, STEM. A supportive trunk of our island's national standards curriculum, which is strong enough to propel the growth of branches, fueling a better Jamaica. And as if that wasn't enough, our government's creativity expanded to mold the direction of STEM to create STEAM, science, technology, engineering, arts, and mathematics. Right now, I'm about to meet head STEAM maker at the STEAM House, Godiva Golding, to learn about how her initiative is helping government prepare young minds for life beyond the classroom and beyond the curriculum.
STEAM House is a learning hub for science, technology, engineering, art, and math, more commonly known as STEAM. We teach integrated approaches to robotics and coding that allow students to actually solve real-world problems. So we do this through, again, coding and robotics education, and taking them through the process of exploring, imagining, and then making. At the end of STEAM House programs, you will always end up with some sort of end product, whether that be a game, be a prototype, or some web app that you can share with your family and friends. And we center all of this around project-based learning, because project-based learning is what is going to help students to build their problem-solving skills, critical thinking skills, and also help them to channel their creativity.
So I know you might be wondering, why was STEAM House created and what is the target audience? Here's the answer.
So STEAM House was created with the vision of preparing students for this digital world that is increasingly about artificial intelligence, about technologies, about data, is about computers. And how I first got my start is being introduced as an electronics major at the University of the West Indies. And so having gone through that experience, learning for the first time about coding and all these fine things at 21, 18 years old, thereabout, I thought it would be really good if we could have students as early as 7 actually learn some of these skills now. Because if they learn it at 7, by the time they get to 18 and 21, they're better able to actually actively participate in this world that is increasingly about AI and self-driving cars and all the fun things that we're going to be able to do with the internet. You have heard about coding because you're right here with us today. Who would like to raise their hand and tell me what coding is or what they think coding is? So there are a number of ways that we engage students in our programming. One way is our Block to Basics flagship course, which is a 2-month introduction to coding for children. The second way is through our summer camps, as well as ongoing STEAM camps that students can opt into, as well as our STEAM Maker Club. And the final thing, for especially foundations and organizations who are looking to build the skill set in their community, we have our Tinker workshops. So this is actually one of those workshops that students will be able to come in, have a hands-on experience with electronics, with coding, and build something that solves a problem in their community.
As you heard earlier, STEAM Maker has many programs that cater to the unique needs of its participants. Right now, we're witnessing firsthand the STEAM Maker Hour, done in collaboration with the Jamaica Library Service.
So this initiative, which is done with the St. Catherine Parish Library Network, is one hour per week coding course that students can actually take. And this is free of charge. But we do have paid programs that students can opt into that go and teach them the basics of not just coding and robotics, but also helps them to go really deep in building their problem-solving skills, because we take them through an entire process of starting out with an idea and having that idea turn into reality. We have had students who come through our programs who have built games to cheer you up during COVID. They've been games that help students to learn math. They've built games that, fire rocket ships. They've built remade Mario games. They've built things like motion-activated hand sanitizers, sort of like the ones that we see now in the supermarkets when we go in.
We're really very excited about this initiative at the library. Coding fuels the digital age, and it also encourages critical thinking. And that is one of the main aims that we have here at the library, along with the other programs and services that we have that include online learning and also online research.
I like this program because it's very educational and very fun to do, and it helps a lot. I've learned about coding. I've done coding with animations and cartoons. It's very fun to do, and it shows you movements, and you can also project it in robots and other things like that.
As you can see, this intricate and purposeful entanglement of the sciences and arts is helping to create more multifunctioning and creative minds. STEAM is no longer just vapor from heated water. It's science, technology, engineering, arts, and mathematics, a requisite tool in today's highly technological and multifunctioning world.
Every Jamaican child in this day and age deserves access to these skills, access to sort of platform, the tools, the resources, and the tutors who will help to facilitate their journey through coding, through robotics, through this vehicle of problem solving and critical thinking skills. So parents who are interested in our programs can always visit our website at steamhouse.io, or they can visit us on Instagram, and we are steamhouse.io. With this, we start as early as 7 and we go as far as grade 9, and even beyond that for students who are interested in like robotics coaching for respective robotics competition that have especially popped up in Jamaica over the past 2 years.
So, if you're looking for an activity that teaches your child the soft and technical skills they need to be creators in the 21st century, why not try coding? Trust me, the possibilities are endless.
Forging a union between education and technology will open up many opportunities for our nation, and we see much of that happening across the world today. Our next feature highlights some of the possible benefits from this union.
In the midst of a global technological revolution, the fourth industrial revolution, that is transforming the way we access information, communicate, learn, and even play.
The COVID-19 pandemic quickly demonstrated why the need to integrate technology in education is a vital part of teaching and learning. But this should not be done exclusively as a crisis management tool, because technology is now an indispensable part of modern life. The Jamaican government understands and is moving in alignment with that idea.
Technology will remain a permanent part of the education system. We will still have all the technology that you are used to in the virtual space. It will still be available.
The World Economic Forum, in its Future of Jobs report, estimated that by 2025, 85 million jobs may be displaced by technology. However, the report also estimates that 97 million new jobs will emerge that are more adapted to the new division of labor between humans, machines, and algorithms.
Technology is the future, and the future is digital. It simply means that using technology in the classroom will help to prepare our children to become more competitive applicants for future job markets. By incorporating devices such as interactive smartboards, using smart computer labs or apps such as Google Classroom into the daily teaching and learning environment, students are better prepared for the digital marketplace.
While we work to address the learning loss from the pandemic, we are concurrently embarking on a systemic transformation of our education system to address three fundamental issues. The first is the quality of education and alignment with future job markets.
The walls of the classrooms are no longer barriers to collaborative work, as technology is facilitating new ways of communicating and working together. Where interaction was once limited to those in physical proximity, now technology is facilitating students in one class being able to easily share information with teachers and their peers in other locations near and far. Even for work outside class, students can collaborate on group projects using technology-based tools and applications, allowing for easier peer interaction and engagement.
We are in the era of artificial intelligence, virtual and augmented reality. This revolution is transforming the way children and young people access information.
It's now easy for students and teachers to access a vast amount of information, from books to research papers to videos, available through just a click on the internet. Opportunities too for formal learning are available online, giving people the chance to participate in and complete traditional degree programs at institutions even in other countries. With the ease at which people can now access education, it therefore means that learning too can be accelerated and students can explore new subjects and deepen their understanding of difficult concepts. With the global reach of the internet, a new epoch of anytime, anywhere is emerging for the education field. The use of technology in education could very well mean that learning no longer has to be confined to regular firm school hours. Simply put, engage in your lessons at times most convenient to you. The education sector, like many others, has become deeply intertwined with technology, but the promise of greater development rests in what educators, students, and even technological developers do to support learning and teaching needs. Well, for us here in Jamaica,
This government is transforming our education system and sowing seeds for peace, opportunity, and progress.
Professionals in the Ministry of Justice are also working to make the lives and future of our nation's children much better and much brighter. Here's some of the work being done through the ministry's School Suspension Intervention Program.
Our journey unfolds in different ways, different paths trodden by the unique whirls and ridges of our footprints. For some, that journey will never make contact with the wrong side, while for others, conflict will become a reality, even as a child. That's where the Dispute Resolution Foundation's School Suspension Intervention Program, SSIP, comes in, making help available for both children and parents.
The Dispute Resolution Foundation provides a safe space for children where they can freely express themselves. So here they are not judged or cursed or bashed or any such thing. So that makes it easier for us to find the underlying issues that need addressing.
So the School Suspension Intervention Program emerged in 2006 as a result of the growing surge of crime and violence in the Spanish Town community, to support education officers or educators and persons who work with young people. And the service we provide is a rehabilitative program for students who are at a risk of suspension, those who have been suspended. That's our main focus here in the SSIP. First of all, we have to have a referral. The referral may come from educational institutions. It may also come from, let us say, the family court or CPFSA. Once we receive that referral, we engage the student in an intake session, followed by one-on-one session, after which they will join the psychoeducational group sessions. Following that particular session, we have another one-on-one session. At this point, there are times where we see the need to invite parents and other family members or those a part of the conflict that probably led to the student being referred to us in the first place. After that second one-on-one session, we oftentimes do a post-assessment that will help us to put together our release letter. Now, at the time that we'd be putting together this release letter, of course, there may be an opportunity to refer to another external agency, for example, Child Guidance Clinic. Apart from that, however, we will engage in follow-up sessions with the students.
After 15 years of successful operation, the doors of opportunities that the program has opened to children who are at risk of suspension or those who have been suspended has certainly been something to talk about.
Students are a bit reluctant at times on their first day, especially because they never really see the need for them to be here, as the stigma attached to the program is that, bad picnic, come this side and all of that. But after they understand the program, it's explained to them and what they'll achieve here, they never want to leave at the end.
And that certainly sounds accurate, especially as it aligns with the testimonies of Nicholas Golding and Shamar Steele, now reformed thanks to the program.
My principal introduced me to the program. Well, I was introduced to the program because of some late going to school and some trouble that I was given at school. So I was placed here to get around certain edges that need to be dealt with.
I got into a fight with one of my classmates, then get suspended. And the principal ended up sending me in our program, learn to control my anger, and how to have a certain bad situation.
Well, it helped in a majority of ways because it helps me to counteract with others on a better level, or to deal with disputes that involve being under control and how to react to certain people and how to walk away from certain things that is unnecessary. Some of the things that they use to help me is one-on-one sitting down with me, helping me to go through certain emotional problems and how to deal with certain problems.
They teach me how to control my anger and teach me effective techniques, how to manage my anger, like walk away and take a deep breath, or just think about something different and relax my muscle, and how to resolve conflict between me and my peer or someone else. Since I've been through so much and I end up start doing movie based on my situation, I movie them, I write them on things I learn. All of these positive changes is really because I was in the program. I would encourage other person in a similar situation to join the program because they can learn how to control their anger, avoid certain bad situation, put themselves in any trouble, and learn to resolve conflict between them and their parents or them peer or family members.
I would encourage others to be a part of the program because this program helps you in a lot of ways, emotionally, physically, all type of ways that you think that many others, you cannot talk to them about certain things, but these people give an ear to your problem.
We have some marvelous response. We have such life-changing opportunity for them. This is their second chance program. We've had moments where students, literally, we are still mommy, daddy, uncles, and aunties for many, even years after exiting the program. Imagine that. They'll still come back wanting to give their time to other students in terms of mentorship. So it's a lifelong relationship that we build with them, which I think speaks to the impact of the program on these beneficiaries.
Whatever our positions, we can all make valuable contributions to the efficiency of our place of work, the lives of others, our community, and our country. Keep staying informed with the Jamaica Magazine team as we prepare shows like this each and every day, just for your viewing pleasure and enlightenment. Be sure to rewatch this and other shows at your leisure on our YouTube channel. Also, visit our Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter pages for more information. From all of us here at the JIS, I'm Theodore Henry. See you soon.
This has been a production of the Jamaica Information Service, the voice of Jamaica.